Yo, it's Chop. Back on another video. We got the top 10 worst school punishments ever, and this is the disturbing screen that I am looking at. Let's get into it. I don't really want to see this no more.
Subscribe.
Alright, now this guy. What up, Chop gang? How y'all like the dailiness that I had on last week? Try to do it this week. I know I missed a day off. I'm bad. That's all that matters. Let's get it. What's up, though? We're gonna try to make this video, get it in. I hope I don't get copyrighted because I never reacted from this channel before. So, let's get it, man.
Right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
All of us have received some kind of punishment in school as a
I ain't
kid,
got no punishment.
but the form of punishment today is supposed to be less severe than before. But sometimes teachers and schools take things just too far. The worst school punishments are not just physical, they are also mental and psychological. Here are 10 of the worst school punishments some unfortunate kids had to bear.
Let's get it.
Number 1 will give you
I'm
chills,
curious.
so watch out for that. Frozen peas. We bet
Frozen peas. That's a punishment? I'm finna find out. I don't understand.
this student will never look at the frozen vegetable section of the grocery store the same way again. When one student was being disobedient, the teacher forced her to kneel on frozen peas as her punishment, and the result? Her legs were littered with
I'm tired of seeing that, but that was from Frozen Peas? I see it. Damn. God. Damn. And whoever did that need to go to jail and be in there for life.
deep pea-shaped indents that we're sure didn't disappear after an hour or two. While this punishment doesn't seem too cruel or unusual, it's becoming more popular in Asian countries, and it is not only limited.
No, bro. It would be in Asia. I'm not trying to be, what is it called? Whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called, but I'm not saying it like that. It just, they do some weird things.
To school. It's happening in homes as well. It is more likely to occur in Chinese homes. The reason
So
it
in
is
China
becoming
or
more
Asia?
popular is that the teachers think
That's
that the
this
pain
thing.
or probably the embarrassment of the punishment would motivate students to perform better behaviorally as well as educationally.
That's not
It
gonna
is
help.
most commonly used on the misbehaved.
That ain't gonna help nobody. That's gonna make them traumatized. If their teacher would do something or the parents would do something to them like that.
Students, and if frozen peas aren't available, frozen corn or uncooked rice will work just as well. There's nothing like putting someone through excruciating pain to get your point across. Don't play with your hair. If you've ever had a sister, it's safe to say that you threatened to cut off her hair at one point or another. But have you actually
Don't play with your hair. What they mean by don't play with your hair?
done it? One day in class, 7-year-old Lamea Common was playing with her braids, and when the teacher asked her to stop, she, like any 7-year-old that likes to push buttons, didn't stop. The teacher then
I don't get it. Don't play with your hair. What's wrong with you playing in your hair? You can't do this?
asked her to come up to her desk for a piece of candy. She quickly proceeded to the teacher's desk, but when she got there, the teacher took out her scissors and cut off one of her braids.
Whoo! Telling you, fiber ass twist or some type of hair. They do that, bruh. I don't care who you are, teacher. I'm just saying, that's a straight boom, man. No way. And these teachers don't get fired for stuff like that. Okay, bro.
All without saying anything. The girl was shocked and started to cry.
I'd be shocked. I wouldn't cry, but I would not never cry. But I'm just saying, I'd be shocked to a teacher did that. I thought a parent. I didn't think no teacher would do that.
As she returned to her desk, and the other students laughed at her. The teacher would
And of course, the students think it's funny. Like, it's not funny, bro. And making a teacher feel like they did something. They didn't do nothing but just look stupid.
And explained to her enraged mother that she did it because she was frustrated. The teacher was fined one.
Bitch, you did it because you were frustrated. So if you get mad, you'll go around, get a knife, kill a student, or punch a student, and no consequences, huh? All right, okay. So that means if I get mad at a teacher for saying I can leave on my desk at them, okay, okay.
$175 and faced some disciplinary action from the school, and little Amaya was transferred to a different class. The starvation method.
The
If withholding recess
starvation.
doesn't do the trick, you can always withhold lunch. One afternoon at
What the hell are you
Bethune
eating?
Elementary and Middle School, a huge food fight broke out in the cafeteria.
Hey, for all the people that watch me that want to be having kids and all that type of stuff, I don't care what he do. Never starve. My kids should never starve. We have too many we got too many African people out there that with no food, no nothing, and they out there starving. And the fact that y'all would do that to some kids when you actually have it, it's just messed up. I'm speaking facts. All right, let's get back into the video.
Instead of punishing only the students that were involved, the school decided to refrain from serving lunch to all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders for an entire week. Each
A school. Oh yeah, and that's getting sued. Give my check, bro.
child was sent home with a letter that they were required to bring their own food if they wanted to have lunch. Given that this one is reported to be one of Michigan's worst performing schools, it really comes as no surprise that they would do this. Parents were obviously angered by the
Yeah, of
cruel and
course.
unusual punishment. What's even more disturbing that many of the other students are less fortunate and receive free meals at school, so by taking that away, they likely would not get any meal at all. Fortunately, the Education
Can't
Achievement
tell me you
Authority
wouldn't
heard
feed
about
those
the
people, bro.
punishment and
Look at
had
their
a
faces,
chat
man.
with
That's so
the
happy,
Bethune
man.
administration,
Fact you would not
canceling
just
the
have to be
punishment.
heartless to just not
We're
feed
not sure you
kids
could stoop much
or
lower than
anybody.
taking food
Starve
away from
them.
children that
Fuck, even
desperately
a
need it.
school. Okay.
Make love, not war. Well, this next
They don't even sound like a pun. Make love, not war. Make love, not war. Make love, not war. I'll find out.
punishment may have worked when you were 5 years old and fighting with your siblings. It certainly isn't appropriate for high schoolers. After 2 male students attending Westwood High in Mesa, Arizona were caught fighting, they were given 2
How my lips
options:
is chapped.
be suspended
I better fuck
or
you licking my
publicly
lips, huh?
hold hands for 15 minutes in the school courtyard. They chose to hold hands because what high schooler wouldn't when they know they would have to face their parents if they chose suspension? During the hand-holding session, other students made fun of them, yelled inappropriate slurs, and used anti-gay language. Some students claimed that it was sending the wrong message about being gay by using same-sex hand-holding as a form of punishment. However,
I
the
didn't really hear what
principal
they
had
said, so
many
my bad if I had
supporters
no
in the
reaction
school,
to
and
it.
they reminded
I might not even have a
everyone
reaction to
that
this.
it
I don't
was
even know what
their
to say.
choice to hold hands, and that it was never meant to reinforce negative thoughts about gays. Segregated lunchroom. Being refused.
What? Racist ass motherfucker. There's no way a school did that. Just because somebody did what? You segregated. God, I can't even talk. Cut out. You really separated white and black. All right.
Lunch as an
Segregated,
entire
man.
student body doesn't sound so bad after hearing this story.
Segregated. God,
A
what am I
group of
saying?
Hispanic students was refilling their cooler with a water jug when they ended up spilling water all over the floor.
Just because they spill water on the floor. You did that. You put the races into it. Racism, bro. Racism. You really made blacks eat at one time. I don't even know yet. I need to find this.
All it would have taken is a mop to clean up the harmless mess, but instead, the vice principal, who was an African American, decided to punish all of the 5th grade Hispanics, some which weren't even there on the day when the water was spilled. What do you think their punishment could be for spilling a little bit of water? Well, it turned out that it was to eat lunch on the ground with nothing.
Oh hell no! I'm suing them. There's no way. There's no way they actually did that to the kids. And there's no way the kids actually did that. What kind of school? Just because you spilled stuff on the ground, they made you eat it off the ground. These schools need to get banned. They need to literally just get what is called taken down. Like literally, boom, knock that thing down, and arrest everybody that even owned the company.
But paper liners separating their food from the dirty and disgusting gym floor. For 10 days, those Hispanic students sat on the floor eating off of thin sheets of paper while the African American students sat at lunch tables.
Oh, this is fucked. I don't care. I don't care if they were black. I don't even care if it's black people getting the credit. You know, like the good part. Still, making it the honest Hispanic, man. That's just messed up. Making them eat off the floor. Everybody should be equal. That's just messed up. For 10 whole days, too. Wouldn't even come to school for all 10 of those days.
Praise and poked fun at them. When their teacher told the children to tell their parents about what was happening, the good-hearted mentor was fired. But when the students' parents did finally find out, 7 out of the 15 families involved sued the school, winning a $500,000 lawsuit. The
Thank
teacher
you,
that was
suing
fired
us.
also received $75,000.
Come on, yes.
Sadly, this story goes to show that segregation is still ever present in today's society. And even in our elementary schools, bullied by the teacher. At one
Really, nigga? Bullied by the teacher? Teacher's supposed to educate, help you, not bully you. Not be 10 years old, not be 12. Be a grown adult that they are. Fuck.
particular school, the kids aren't the ones you need to look out for. Rather, it's the teachers. One day in a kindergarten class, 5-year-old Alex Barton, who has autism, kept disrupting class by kicking.
Why are you smiling? I'm not. I was pausing for a whole different reason. Why did he start smiling? All the government like, bitch, yeah. It's like you knocked it on my hand for. But for real, what was I finishing? Oh, you did this to a 5-year-old? A 5-year-old? Oh my god. Messed up, bro. I wonder why the world is so backwards and messed up now. It's so messed up. The world is so messed up. It never will be perfect.
The other students, throwing and eating crayons, and crawling under tables. Unable to stop
Bro,
this
what are they
behavior,
telling
the
me?
teacher sent him to the principal's office. After a discussion with the associate principal, Alex returned to the class. When he returned to class, the teacher had already devised a method of punishing him and told him to stand in the front of the class and instructed the other students to tell him why they didn't like him. After all the students have told their opinion about.
That's fucked up. I don't care what you say. That's messed up. You tell all the students join in on your stupidness. Tell them all the reasons why they don't like him. That's just messed up, bro.
Alex, she went on telling him that she hated him and didn't like him at all. When she went on asking other students whether or not Alex should be allowed to stay in the class for the rest of the day, and only 2 good-hearted students took his side while the other 14 voted him out, humiliated by the teacher and his.
Not even just a teacher. What's wrong with the students, bro? You just feeding on. Like, what are you saying? Get out for? Like, what did he do to y'all? All right, bro.
Class fellows, poor Alex spent the rest of the day in the nurse's office and suffered severe emotional damage following the incident. With that type of adults who are supposed to be role models, it's no wonder where children learn how to be bullies. Strip search. Apparently, one school thought all they needed was a hunch to strip search a student. When the vice principal caught a girl with prescription-strength ibuprofen, she said she got it from Savannah Redding, an honor roll student who had no prior substance or disciplinary issues. After
We really are listing names.
hearing this rumor, the vice principal and the administrative assistant pulled her out of class to check her backpack. When they did not find any trace of drugs in her bag, the vice principal ordered the school nurse to strip search because he was convinced that she was carrying them in her underwear. She was asked to shake out her bra.
Really, nigga? Y'all would smell it. If it was weed, you would smell it.
And pulled the elastic of her underwear to see if anything would fall out, but no drugs were found.
Sexual harassment.
Being a 13-year-old girl is already hard enough, but when you're forced to take off all of your clothes and.
Wait, you were forced to take all of it? No, hell no. This sexual, whatever it is, harassment.
front of a stranger, it could take a
Yeah, in front of a random too? No.
toll on your emotional well-being.
Make
Humiliated,
you
she left
uncomfortable.
the school and understandably did not want to come back ever. The girl's
I don't blame her. That school's getting sued.
mother filed a lawsuit that reached the U.S. Supreme
Or
Court
do you
6
fucking
years
really
later.
blame her?
Fortunately, the court agreed that the search violated the student's constitutional rights, and she won a long-winded battle. Draw, or not.
You're all not.
Apparently, kids nowadays can even get into trouble for playing cops and robbers. Mason Jammer was acting just like any ordinary 6-year-old on the playground when he put his hand like a gun and began pointing it at his friends, something most kids have probably done at one point or another in their lives. Well, the school wasn't
Who
too
doesn't?
happy
Yeah, who
about the
hasn't did like that
situation
and
and
then like who
suspended the
hasn't
little
done
boy
that?
for 2 days. They backed up their punishment with a zero-tolerance gun and violence policy. The school claimed that the other students were uncomfortable with the situation and that Mason had already been warned about holding up his handgun. But was the child going around pretending to shoot other students? Probably not. In fact, Mason Jammer had never shown any violent tendencies and never even showed up to his school with a toy gun.
You took this. Well,
Juvenile
I understand.
delinquents. Nothing
I
scares
don't
a
even
kid
know, man.
more than
It's
getting
alright. That wasn't
arrested,
that bad. I didn't get
especially
it.
if they've done something illegal, such as shoplifting the candy bar
Shoplifting.
they've had their eye on.
It ain't
But
that
this
bad.
school
It's
district
only
took
bad
things
if
a
you get
bit
caught.
too far. There have been so many youth arrests at the Meridian, Mississippi school district that the
Some people
Department of
just you gotta do what
Justice
you gotta
said
do,
it
man. You don't got
used
no
it
money. You
for
gotta do what
running
you gotta
a
do.
school-to-prison pipeline.
There's
For at
people out there
least
that
6
struggle.
years
You
now,
gotta
a
do what you gotta
minimum
do.
of 7 students of color were suspended and even arrested for minor infractions that included
They
wearing
were arrested.
inappropriately colored
Well,
socks,
she never got
being
caught.
tardy, and racing to the bathroom without permission to prevent an
I keep
embarrassing
being
accident
serious.
from occurring in class. After being arrested, they were thrown in jail without a hearing or a right to an attorney, and most of them didn't
Just
even
throw 'em in
understand
there
their
like
rights,
this.
considering that some of them were as young as just 10 years old. The worst part is
The
that the
youngest,
parents
what? They just said the youngest was 10 years old. He shouldn't even be able to go in there. No, bro. What the fuck? Man, this world is so weird.
had no idea until the child was in lockup,
God
and they would
damn.
sometimes stay in jail for days at a time. In addition to
She's
this, a
down bad and
large number
ugly,
of
man.
students
Just
with
ugly.
disabilities were
Like
expelled
a
or
whole thug
suspended at
criminal out here.
alarming rates for similar minor violence. The Department of Justice reported the issue to Lauderdale County, and after no response, they filed a civil rights lawsuit. What kind of bizarre punishments have you suffered?
Alright, I ain't bizarre. I ain't got no type of punishments like that. But alright, y'all, gang. Love y'all to death. I'm back. We made that video. I wasn't, rate in the comments 1 to 10. Well, not rate it, but just comment what you want to see next down below. I'm gonna put in the thing what's next, and y'all comment or reply to it, and I'll be sure to get to it. Alright, y'all, gang. I'm out this bit. Man, why this keep happening?